Gemini, if you have recently crossed paths with someone new or found yourself around a new group of people, August 24th carries a very interesting energy for you. These people are only beginning to experience who you really are, and something about your presence may leave a much stronger impression on them than you realize. They have met many different people throughout their lives. They have encountered countless personalities, different ways of thinking, and all kinds of energy. But when they encountered you, something felt different. Your energy didn't feel familiar to them. It may have felt unusual, unexpected, almost impossible for them to immediately understand. And the interesting thing is that you may have sensed this yourself. You may have felt it in your body or noticed the way they looked at you, listened to you, or reacted to your words. When you walked away, they may have continued thinking about you. They could have found themselves wondering what it was about you that affected them so strongly. Why did your presence stay in their mind? Why did the interaction feel different from the conversations they normally have with people? And they may not have told you any of this directly, but some of these people could already be curious about you. They may want to learn more about you, perhaps by asking mutual acquaintances about you or checking your social media if you're connected there. There is something about you that they find fascinating because you don't come across as ordinary or predictable. The message coming through for August 24th is that you simply hit different. Your presence can affect people on several levels at once. When you speak, your words can carry meaning. People may notice that you are thoughtful, intelligent, expressive, and capable of communicating in a way that makes them pay attention. There is someone here who recently crossed paths with you, and something about that encounter may have awakened a deeper reaction inside them. They may have felt unexpectedly drawn to you or deeply intrigued by you. For some of you, people can feel an immediate sense of familiarity when they first meet you. They may feel as though they have known you before, or that meeting you happened for a reason. Sometimes this can feel like an unusually strong connection or an instant attraction. They may walk away from the encounter wondering why they felt so comfortable, fascinated, or emotionally affected by you. The people around you may also be accustomed to reading others quickly. They might normally be very good at predicting what someone will say or do next. But with you, their expectations may not work the same way. Within just a few minutes, they may realize that you're different. It's almost like trying to read a book where the words keep moving around the page. Every time they think they've figured you out, something changes. They may understand one side of you, only to discover another side they weren't expecting. And that is one reason you may remain in their thoughts after the interaction ends. Sometimes when people meet someone interesting, they immediately want to know more. They might want to ask for a way to stay in contact, but they hesitate. They may not know whether you would welcome it. I also get an image of someone sitting across from you, perhaps wearing dark blue or black, paying very close attention to you during the interaction. This person may have been trying to understand you, studying your reactions, your expressions, and the way you communicate. Even after you left, they could still be thinking about the encounter and trying to make sense of what they experienced. The message here is that not everyone is able to understand your personality immediately. Your presence can reveal things about people that they weren't expecting to notice about themselves. And when someone encounters a person who makes them reflect more deeply, it can be both fascinating and uncomfortable. Your energy may also have a natural way of filtering out people who approach you with the wrong intentions. You don't necessarily have to fight for your space. Sometimes simply being yourself is enough to make the wrong energy disappear from your life. There is also something very noticeable about your eyes. People may remember your eyes after meeting you. Even in a room full of people, you can naturally attract attention without trying to do so. There is something about the way you look at people that makes them feel seen. And that's important. You don't necessarily see only the surface of a person. You may notice their emotions, their expressions, their tone, and the things they don't openly say. When someone feels that you truly notice them, they can become even more drawn to you. For some people, that can feel incredibly special. For others, it can make them uncomfortable because they aren't used to feeling so easily understood. As August 24th unfolds, You may not even realize how strong your presence has become. Your confidence, your experiences, and everything you've learned may be radiating through the way you carry yourself. It can come through your voice, your expressions, your conversations, and even your silence. There is something about the way you communicate that makes people want to keep listening. Before you have even finished speaking, people may already feel that what you're about to say will be meaningful. You may also have a natural ability to understand what someone needs to hear at the right moment. Sometimes you know exactly what to say without spending hours thinking about it. That ability can make people remember your conversations for a long time. I am also drawn to the number 1111 around this energy. It represents alignment, intuition, and the feeling that a new door is beginning to open. If 1111 has been appearing around you recently, you may take it as a personal reminder to stay aware of your direction and trust yourself. And another number coming through is 1313. This carries a theme of transformation. It speaks about becoming a different version of yourself. You are not necessarily the same person you were in the past. People who knew the old version of you may still expect you to behave the way you once did. If they meet you again, they may try to interact with you according to their old image of you. But you may feel inside, that isn't me anymore. And that realization can explain why certain people naturally drift out of your life. Some people come into our lives for a reason, some for a season, and some remain for a lifetime. Each connection can teach us something about ourselves, what we value, what we need, and what we no longer want to tolerate. The new people entering your life are meeting a newer version of you. They are seeing your growth rather than your past. They may be surprised by how much you've changed, how much confidence you've developed, and how differently you now carry yourself. You have experienced an internal upgrade. And this August 24th energy is strongly connected to that transformation. You may have learned things through experience that other people only understand through theory. You've lived through situations that taught you patience, strength, boundaries, and self-respect. That is why people may sense wisdom in you even before they know your story. You don't have to prove your strength to anyone. Your life experiences have already shaped it. There may also be people talking about you after you leave a conversation. They could say things like, that person was really interesting, or there was something different about them. They may remember something specific you said, something you did, or simply the way you made them feel. And sometimes you don't even have to say much. Your presence alone can leave an impression. You are also not meant to be understood by everyone. Some people may misunderstand you. They may think you're too confident, too knowledgeable, too expressive, or even assume you think you know everything. But knowing a lot and believing you're better than everyone else are two completely different things. You may simply enjoy learning, understanding, and sharing what you've discovered. And interestingly, when you first meet someone, you might go one of two ways. You may become very quiet and shy while you're observing them, or you may become comfortable quickly and share more than you originally intended. Sometimes you may even move between both sides depending on the person and the environment. There is also a strong theme of inner strength around you. You may have Leo somewhere in your chart, such as your sun, moon, or ascendant, or you may simply carry strong Leo-like qualities: courage, warmth, confidence, leadership, and resilience. People can see your strength. And the message for August 24th is that your strength isn't only about surviving difficult experiences. It's also about helping others remain strong. You may naturally encourage people when they're struggling. You may know how to calm someone down, give them perspective, or simply stay beside them when they need support. And when people eventually hear more about what you've experienced in your life, they may be shocked. They may think, how did you get through all of that? You may not tell everyone your entire story immediately, but once someone earns your trust and you open up, they may understand why you have become the person you are today. It's one thing to read about hardship in a book. It's another thing to live through difficult experiences and come out with greater understanding. You've learned from your experiences. You've grown through them, And instead of allowing difficult chapters to define you forever, you have continued moving forward. That is part of why people may respect you so deeply. For some of you, there is also an interesting connection with cooking, creativity, music, or caring for other people. You may enjoy cooking for people you care about, creating something with your hands, giving thoughtful gifts, or simply doing small things that make someone feel appreciated. When you give something to another person, you may put genuine thought into it. You don't necessarily give without meaning. You put part of yourself into what you create or offer. And there is a beautiful message here about your smile. You may not realize how much your smile changes the atmosphere around you. There may have been times when life made you serious, tired, or emotionally distant, but there is still a light inside you that deserves to be seen. So don't hide your happiness. Don't feel guilty for smiling. Your joy matters. Your presence can brighten someone's day more than you realize. This is also why people may be fascinated by you. There is a combination of strength and warmth around you. You can be strong without becoming cold. You may have experienced moments when someone tried to make you feel smaller, told you that you talked too much, criticized your personality, or made you question your natural brightness. But you've learned not to let other people's opinions determine your value. You have already walked through difficult chapters, and you came out stronger. Now we have the 10 of Pentacles, which brings themes of family, stability, prosperity, security, and long-term abundance. Alongside it comes the 8 of Cups, which speaks about walking away from situations that no longer serve you. For some of you, this can represent leaving behind a family situation, relationship, friendship, or environment that was holding you back. You may have had to choose your own peace over something you once desperately wanted. And that decision may have been painful at the time, but it ultimately made you stronger. You may have realized that happiness isn't always about receiving something from other people. Sometimes happiness comes from knowing that you chose yourself. You don't have to be the wealthiest person in the world to feel prosperous. If your needs are being met, if you have peace, meaningful connections, and the freedom to live according to your values, that is also a form of abundance. The message is to keep your attitude strong. Stay grounded. Stay positive when you can. Of course, nobody is happy every single day. Everyone has difficult moments. Everyone gets frustrated, disappointed, or angry sometimes. The important thing is not to remain trapped there. You know how to pull yourself back up. You know how to regain your balance. People may even be surprised by how difficult it is to destroy your confidence once you've decided who you are. Someone may try to provoke you, criticize you, or throw negativity your way, but it doesn't have to stay with you. It doesn't have to become your identity. You can acknowledge it and move forward. There is also the Fool card, representing new beginnings and stepping into the unknown. This connects beautifully with the new people entering your life. You may be entering a period where you're getting out more, trying different things, meeting different people, and allowing yourself to experience life in a new way. And you may notice something important. New people may treat you differently because they don't have an old version of you in their minds. They see you as you are now. They see your value. And they may appreciate you without expecting you to return to who you used to be. There is also a strong symbol of protection coming through. The swan represents grace, beauty, and protection, while the sun and moon together suggest the balance between what is visible and what is hidden. The sun brings happiness, confidence, and clarity. The moon represents intuition, emotions, and things that aren't immediately obvious. Together, they suggest that you're learning to trust both your mind and your intuition. Some of these symbols may resonate with you personally. Maybe you have a connection with the sun or moon, perhaps through jewelry, art, tattoos, or simply because you've always felt drawn to them. And if none of that resonates, that's completely fine. Take what feels meaningful and leave the rest. There is also a heart symbol here, connected with love and family. For some of you, this could remind you of a special person in your family, perhaps a grandmother or someone whose memory still holds a special place in your heart. Maybe you have a piece of jewelry that reminds you of someone you love. The message is simple. Cherish the memories and the people who have genuinely loved you. There is also a strong reminder around timing. Don't rush. Don't worry. If something you've been working toward hasn't happened as quickly as you wanted, that doesn't automatically mean it's not coming. Some things need time to develop. Your path doesn't have to move according to someone else's timeline. You may also have a connection with music. Perhaps you play an instrument, sing, write songs, or simply love creating music. For some of you, music can be a powerful way of expressing emotions that are difficult to put into ordinary words. And you may find your best creative ideas arrive when you're relaxed and allowing yourself to create rather than forcing the process. There is also a message about secret admiration. People may be more attracted to you than they openly admit. Someone could admire you quietly, observe you from a distance, or simply be curious about you without knowing how to approach you. And again, this doesn't mean you have to chase anyone. Let people reveal themselves through their actions. You don't need to force connections. The fern symbol also comes through, representing shelter, confidence, growth, and a sense of safety. Some people may feel comfortable around you because you have a calming presence. You may make others feel protected simply by being steady and reliable. That is a beautiful quality. Numbers such as 2, 3, 7, 8, and May 18th also resonate with someone watching this. They could connect to birthdays, important dates, ages, addresses, or meaningful moments. There may also be connections with Aquarius, Taurus, Sagittarius, or Gemini energy somewhere around you or someone close to you. If these details resonate, take them as personal confirmations. If they don't, simply let them go. The bigger message of this August 24th reading is much more important than any single number or symbol. You have changed. You have grown. And people who are meeting you now are seeing a version of you that may be very different from who you used to be. Your strength is noticeable. Your communication is memorable. Your presence can make people curious. Your experiences have given you wisdom. And your ability to continue moving forward is one of the qualities that makes you stand out. So as you move through August 24th, don't shrink yourself just because someone doesn't immediately understand you. You don't need everyone to understand you. You don't need everyone to appreciate you. You simply need to remain authentic to yourself. The right people will recognize your value without requiring you to prove it. And if you've been noticing that new people are treating you differently lately, paying more attention to you, remembering your words, or trying to learn more about you, this may be a sign that you're entering a completely different chapter. You're not who you used to be. You're becoming someone stronger, wiser, calmer, and more confident. So keep moving forward. Keep your heart open, but keep your boundaries strong. Keep your light. Keep your smile. And most importantly, don't rush what is meant to unfold naturally. August 24th is about recognizing the person you've become and understanding that sometimes the world notices your transformation before you fully recognize it yourself. If this message resonated with you, you can leave 1111 in the comments as a reminder of your new beginning and your alignment. And if you enjoyed this reading, consider liking the video and subscribing so you can be here for the next one. Take good care of yourself, stay positive, stay grounded, and remember, you don't have to convince anyone of your worth. The right people will feel it naturally.